Hi guys, welcome to IGCSE with Jia Qi. I'm Jia Qi. I just completed my IGCSE exams and I'm starting a new channel to solve past year papers and share tips with all of you guys who are currently preparing for your IGCSE. I hope I can help as much as I can so that you guys can excel in the coming exam. Without further ado, let's start off with this economics paper. First question. What causes economic agents to make choices? So this is the basic economic problem where people have unlimited needs and wants, but there's only limited resources. So this finite means limited resources. So we know this is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to second question. A government announces that it will be spent an extra $10 billion on healthcare financed by reducing expenditure on defense. What is the economic concept represented by this decision? So reducing expenditure on defense is the opportunity cost. So it is the next best opportunity foregone by making an economic decision. So yeah, is this answer C? Okay, so move on to question 3. The diagram shows a PPC curve for digital televisions and CD players. So which movement shows an increase in the use of existing resources to increase production for both digital televisions and CD players? So we know that there's no shifting inwards or outwards. So you need to increase your production but using existing resources, so it's definitely from X to Z. It's because X is the point where you are not fully utilizing all the resources and Z is fully utilizing. So this can maximize the production for digital TV and CD players. Yeah, so the answer is B. Okay, move on to next question. Question 4. The diagram shows points on two demand curves. Which movement between points shows a contraction in demand? Contraction means movement along the demand curve. So there's no shifting leftwards or rightwards. So when we say contraction, right, it's when, we see this D1 and this is contraction. This one there's a pattern, so it's always like this. This one is contraction and like that is extension. Yeah, just for you to know. So it's K to J. This is contraction in demand. Okay. Question 5. What would not cause a shift in supply curve? No shifting in supply curve. So First one, changes in cost of production. This one will, you will, when you increase the cost of production or decrease the cost of production, you will move left or right. You will shift left or right for the supply curve. So this will increase. Yeah, this will shift. Changes in direct tax. No, this will not. Because direct tax is a tax imposed on individuals' income and the profits of firms, so this affects the purchasing power and demand, so not the supply. Okay. C. Changes in indirect taxes. Yes. So like when you increase the indirect tax, this will reduce the supply. Okay. Changes in subsidy. Yeah, this will move leftwards, cause the supply curve to move leftwards. Yeah, correct. So the answer is B. Question 6. For health reasons, consumers decide that they want to eat more vegetables and less meat. What price signals would the market system send to reallocate resources so that consumers get what they want? Okay, so consumers right now, they want to eat more vegetables and less meat. So now the market, what they need to do, they need to increase the supply. So now you increase supply for both for vegetables, okay, you can draw the curve so that you can see clearly. This one is the supply curve. This one. Okay, we say this one is the current, this one is quantity, supply, price. Okay, so when you shift right, okay, this one is the vegetable, we say, and then shift rightwards. So this will increase the supply. When you are increasing the supply of veggie, this will also cause the price of vegetables to increase. So yeah, it's increase. Okay, let's see meat. Let's draw a diagram for that to visualize it. This one is the price, quantity, supply. Okay, this one meat. You can draw like this. Okay, less meat, so less supply, so we shift leftwards. Okay. Okay, so leftwards. And you're here, and your price will decrease. So the answer is C. Yeah, this is how you get the answer. It's better you draw the diagram, because when you are like just thinking in your mind, you may miss something or mix up some answers. Yeah. So let's move on to the next question. Question 7. What is the likely benefit of a country moving from a mixed economy to a market economy? So right now we need to reinforce and rethink what is the concept of mixed economy and market economy. So first, mixed economy is the combination of private firms and government intervention, but market economy, there's only private firms, there's no government intervention. So first, you need to change to market economy. A, less inequality. No, because when the market is controlled by the private firms, they will charge the market price. So the market price may be unaffordable to lower income groups. So this may widen the inequality. So wrong. Second, B, more nationalization. No, it's more likely to be privatization. So no. C, more public goods. No, because in the market economy, the private firms, their aim is to profit, is to earn as much profit as possible. So they will produce goods that consumers want the most and are the more profitable, but public goods are not profitable. So yeah, no, it's not the answer. Yeah, D is the correct answer, because private firms, they run more efficiently and they will reduce their costs. They'll try to reduce their costs and maximize the profits. So this is correct. Okay, question 8. What's an external cost of smoking cigarettes? So external cost is the negative side effects of negative side effects of the consumption experienced by third party, which is the non-smokers in this case. Yeah, so this is the answer. Question 9. A firm is considering doubling the price of its product. Which price elasticity of demand, PED, for its product would give it the greatest increase in revenue? So right now we need to know the formula of PED, which is the changes in percentage of quantity demanded, and the changes in percentage of price. Remember, it's the changes in percentage. Okay, it says doubling the price. So greatest increase in revenue. It means that this one is the price inelastic demand. Yes, so this should be 0, and this can be anything, doubling the price. Okay, we say initially it may be 6, now we become 12, so we put 12, it is 0. Because the greatest increase in revenue, it is the price inelastic demand, perfectly price inelastic demand. So there's 0 change in percentage quantity demanded. This will only produce the greatest revenue. Yeah, this is something that you need to keep in mind. This is always the perfectly priced inelastic demand. So 9 is A. Okay. Move on to question 10. The table shows information about 4 financial institutions. Which institution is most likely to be a commercial bank? Commercial bank is a retail bank that provide financial services to customers. So first one, it is the government's bank. No, it is the consumer's bank, you'd say. And this one, it is owned by shareholders. Yes, commercial bank is a private firm, so yeah, it has shareholder. This is correct. So sorry, don't mind that, sorry. The answer is 10B. Okay. B. Question 11. What shows a forwards vertical merger? So, vertical merger is an integration or merging between two firms from different economic sectors of industry. And to determine which one is forward or backward, there's a tip I always use, I can share it with you guys, is to know that to think about which production process is closer to consumer. So if it's closer to consumer, it's forward. If it's like less closer, it's backward. So I give you an example. So if McDonald buys a chicken farm, this is the backwards vertical because it is further away from the consumers. Okay, let's get back to this question. A smartphone producer buys a computer chip producer. No, this is backward. B, a steel producer buys a car producer. Yes, this is forward. C, a tractor producer buys a wheat producer. No, this is conglomerate, where it's two firms in completely different industry, you merges. An oven producer buys a washing machine producer. No, this is the conglomerate. Okay, so answer is this. Okay, question 12. The diagram shows the demand for and the supply of labor for farm for workers. The initial equilibrium is X. Okay, X. What will be the new equilibrium if there's an increase in labor productivity? Okay, so increase in labor productivity, output increases. This means that firms owners are more willing to employ more workers, so this increases demand for workers. Okay, we see demand now. So we just see this demand. You shift rightwards. When it increase, it shift rightwards. Yeah. So the new equilibrium is A. Yeah, I'll just draw for you guys to see. Okay, this one is the initial one in the equilibrium, and labor productivity increase. Yeah, so this one is the new equilibrium. This one will increase demand for workers. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Which service is most likely to be supplied by a small business? Okay, let's see. Banking, definitely no. Dental treatment, yeah, it may be. Energy distribution, no. These are more like public sector, so this cannot be. You need a lot of money to build railways and distribute energy and to start a bank. So yeah, dental treatment will be the correct answer. Question 14. When a firm produces 100 units, its total variable cost is 1,000 and its total fixed cost is 4,000. What is the firm's average total cost? So the formula is average total cost is total cost, which is total fixed cost, plus total variable cost divided by the output level. Okay, in this case, we just calculate divide by 100. So we get 50. Yes, the answer is D. Okay, let's move on to question 15. At a price of 5, the demand for a firm's product is 1,000 units per week. Okay, when its price rises to 10, the demand for its products falls to 600 units per week. What are the changes in the firm's average revenue and total revenue per week when the price of its product rises? Okay, it seems a bit complicated, but it's not. You just need to know revenue. Formula is price times quantity sold. Okay, so for this kind of question, I usually will draw a table for me to really visualize it. I'll just draw a table, simple table. Sorry. I should just do this. Okay, this price, this is the quantity sold, and this is the total revenue. Okay, so when it's $5, 1,000 units, so you just times this, so it's 5,000. And okay, we go to the next one, 10 and 600 units, so it's 6,000. So the question is asking us what's the changes in the average revenue and total revenue. So we just see this average revenue is this one, going to this is plus 5, so this one's correct. Going to this plus 1,000, so this is the answer, A. Question 16. A monopoly firm can often earn greater profits than a firm in a competitive market. Which characteristic of monopoly is most likely to cause this? Earn greater profits. It can restrict the entry of new firms. Yes, because in a monopoly, the barriers to entry is very high. So this prevents other firms from entering the market, so that monopoly, they can set really high price to maximize the profits. Yeah, this is the correct answer. Let's see the other answers. Price taker, no. It should be a price maker. It is protected by government. I think this is not necessary. It depends, so it cannot be the answer. Total costs are usually low. No, this one we don't know. So yeah, we cannot choose this as the answer. The final answer is A. 17. An economy is experiencing a period of deflation. With lower outputs and rising unemployment, which policy measure would the government be most likely to use to correct this? Correct this, so it means the government aim is to reduce inflation. That's right, reduce deflation. So how to do this? Government needs to increase the demand, total demand in the economy. Okay, A, improve education and training. This one is a bit tricky. At first, you may be thinking that this is the answer, but actually it's not, because improving education and training, this will increase the total supply of labor. It's not, so this won't increase the total demand, it's just a supply. And B, increase interest rates. No, you should reduce interest rate to to encourage investment and spending. So no, you should reduce it. Okay. Reduce income tax. Yes, because this can increase the retained profits of firm, so they can use the remaining money to increase investment and expand their business. This increases the demand for labor and can reduce the unemployment, which is mentioned by here. Yeah, this is the correct answer. Reduce unemployment benefits. No, this is wrong. Yeah, this is the answer. Let's move on to 18. What is likely to increase with economic growth? Okay, economic growth, we have an indicator. Usually we will use GDP per head. And GDP per head, this measures the average national income per person. So this fits the most. The other one are not relevant. B is the answer. Question 19. An economy has a high rate of inflation. Which monetary policy measure is required to reduce inflation? Reduce inflation. Okay. A depreciation of its currency against the US dollar. No. Because this is wrong. Because when your country's currency weakens, import will become expensive. More expensive. So this in turn increase the inflation. I just write an I, okay. This increase the inflation, so it's wrong. An increase in the money supply. No. You should reduce the money supply to reduce inflation. An increase in the rate of interest. Yes, because with the increase in the rate of interest, you can discourage consumer spending and investment. This reduces inflation, correct? An increase in the basic rate of income tax. No, this is wrong. Because income tax reduce, this will increase disposable income. Disposable income. This will encourage spending, may encourage spending and may increase demand and may increase inflation. Question 20. Is this answer? I circled the wrong one. Question 20. 3 statements about policy measures are listed. 1. Improve education and training. 2. Deregulation. 3. Reduction in the basic rate of income tax. What are supply-side policy measures that would enable the government to make the income distribution more equal? Okay, first one. Yes, it's correct, because lower income groups can work efficiently. Now they can work efficiently and be employed. This improves income distribution. Second, deregulation. No, this is not relevant, because this is more relevant to making the market to become more efficient and competitive. So no. Third one, reduction in the basic rate of income tax. Yes, because this you can let the lower income group to pay less tax. Yes, so the answer is C. Question 21. In a mixed economy, a government provides some goods that markets cannot. Name of these goods. No, not free goods. Free goods is like the air, wind. No, it's there's unlimited, so you don't need to provide it. Economic goods. This usually is provided by the markets in a mixed economy. So no. Merit goods. This is quite tricky, because merit goods, it is like healthcare. For example, it's like healthcare. But we see there's private hospital and there's public hospital. So both markets and government, they can provide it, so it's not the answer. It's public goods, because this is non-reverse and non-excludable. So usually private firms, they don't want to produce it because they don't really can earn much profits from it. It's usually provided by government. Question 22. Which of these people would be classified as unemployed? Yeah, a person who does not have a job and is actively looking for one. This is important. This is a definition that you need to keep in mind, and the others, you cannot choose that. Let's move on. Question 23. The table shows the weights attached to 4 items in Consumer Prices Index of a country in year 1 and in year 2. Which conclusion can be drawn? So when you see this kind of question, conclusion question, you need to choose the most correct one. A. Food prices were higher in year 2 than in year 1. We cannot really determine it. People spend less on transport in year 2 than in year 1. People spend more on food in year 2 than in year 1. Okay, these 3 answers, we cannot determine it because we do not have enough information to know it. You can say cannot determine. Let's see D. A greater proportion of income was spent on clothing in year 2 than in year 1. Yes, you can say proportion of income. So we say this question is like, see which one is the most correct one, and this is correct because year 2, this is 10 and this 9. So we can deduce the answer is D. Let's move on. The table shows the percentage shares of income going to different household income groups in the country in 2 years. What can be concluded about the change over the period? Also the same. Okay, A. The distribution of income has become more unequal. This one you need to calculate. You can use the highest 20% to minus the lowest 20% to kind of know what's the distribution of income. So the first year, I say distribution. First year is 45%. You use this one minus this one, 45%. Okay. And year 2 is using this one to minus this one, 51. Yes, we see that the income distribution becomes even worse off because the income gap is widened right now. So this can be an answer. Number of households in the highest 20% has increased. No, we don't know that. The proportion of households in absolute poverty has increased. The proportion of households in relative poverty has fallen because we do not know what's the guideline of absolute poverty and relative poverty, so we can't determine it. So the answer is A. Let's go to the next question. Question 25. An economy has high rate of population growth. What is most likely to have caused this? Average years of schooling is relative high. No. The birth rate is lower than death rate. No, because this one you will have a lower rate of population growth. Retirement age has increased. This don't affect the population growth. There are more immigrants than emigrants. Yes, because more immigrants coming into the country to work, so population growth increase. This is correct. What is most likely cause of an increase in poverty in developing economies? Cause of an increase in economy in developing economies. A. This is correct. Because when a person, they don't have eat enough food and they have poor health, this makes them unfit to work. When they can't work, they don't have an income, this will increase poverty. Question 23. Two countries wish to use their scarce resources to specialize in production and trade with each other. Under which conditions is this most likely to happen? The first one, the resource allocations of the two countries, it should be different. Why? Because I give an example. One country, I say country A has silver, and country B, they have oil. They need to trade with each other because they do not have the raw materials in their own countries. So the country with silver only, they can trade with the country that has oil only. Yeah. And the ability of each country to reallocate their resources. It should be easy. This one is it can be talking about the transportation. So when you ship from one country to another country, the transportation cost needs to be affordable and available so that you can ship those raw materials. The answer is B. 28. What is the likely effect of imposing a tariff? When you impose a tariff, this will increase the cost of production of import goods. So the price of import goods increase. So this in turn reduce the demand of import goods. So when local people, they find that the imports are more expensive, they will change to buy from local suppliers. So this increases the demand for home produced goods. Yes, this is correct. This is definitely wrong. Reduce the price. No. Encourage home industry to be more efficient. Well, we don't necessarily know that because if the demand increase for home country, there's a chance the local firm may become inefficient because there's no competition between the foreign companies and the local companies, so they may become inefficient and they may even charge higher price. So there's an uncertainty in this answer. So yeah, we should choose B. Question 29. The diagram shows the foreign exchange market for Singapore dollar in exchange for the United States dollar. The initial equilibrium is at X. The following month, Singapore imports more goods from the US, but there's no change in Singapore exports to US. So, okay, this is very long question, but the only key point you need to know is this one. Singapore imports for more goods from the US only. And you see this one is in Sing dollar, so quantity of Sing dollar. You need to notice this one. Okay. So when Singapore, they want to buy goods from US, Singaporean, they need to buy more US using Sing dollar to buy more US dollar. So this will increase the demand for US dollar. So and when, sorry, I should write this one. So Singaporean, they want to buy goods from US, they need to buy in US dollar. So this increase the demand for US dollar. And at the same time, this increases the supply for Sing dollar. Why? Because Singaporean, they sell off Sing dollar and they buy US dollar. So, and this question is asking about Sing dollar, so you need to increase supply, which is shifting rightwards. New equilibrium point should be B. Okay, last question. What is included in the primary income component on the current account of the balance of payments? So, as we know that primary income is the investment income a country earns abroad. So, dividends and interest on investment in other countries. Yes, this is correct. This one, no. C, no. Social security payments paid to residents living abroad, no. It is limited to investment income, so it's A. Okay, so here's the end of the paper. Hope this video helps you guys. Comment down below which past year paper you want me to solve, and I will see you guys in the next video.